invited. Pwede, ako po si Yasmira, ang inyong kapatid at kasama sa pakikibaka para sa isang God-friendly day. At the outset, I would like to of course acknowledge a very good friend and colleague daw po namin siya. Sa tingin na siya nasa academe. Of course, Dr. Darren Manubal, he's a former Department of Political Science at MSU IIT and a mentor. And he was of course with us at the department. And ako pagtawag po sa tanang officials, of course my fellow public servants and officials who are really here because you are the experts. So I wanted to make a disclaimer that I always say na, kaya akong presentation, sorry but kagainan, ako mag-flash ang aking prepare na PowerPoint because it's very textual and it's very academic setting. And I have a confession to you that I actually present this to a national conference on gender and women's studies in UP Diliman. So pasensyain na maayo kung I might bore you, but I'll make this quick para pag-hisgot na lang kita, no? So this is in English, so pag-get pasensya. But I'll try to really speak in the vernacular, no? Kay ang mga Iliganan, kay mga Bisaya, mga Maranao, mga IT, mga Ligaunon. So I really, no? Iligan City is a melting point of different ethnicities, cultures, and religions. Mao ka na ang Iligan. So palakpakan nato ang ating mga kauligon. Ako pong pagtakot sa ating mga bisita from the neighboring provinces of Misamis Oriental. Of course, Tagalinamon ko, so from my home province of Danao del Norte. Moms and sirs, maayong hapon sa tanan. I'd like to also greet you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, with peace of peace and solidarity. Today is Human Rights Day. I always say that my gender advocacy is not academic, it's personal. Because katungod na ako mismo. Even if not as a God-focal person, because usahay, no, pag God-focal ta, kana bitaw mahimong cliche ang ating role. No, puro babae naman ang gender and development, but that was 1990s framework. Ang atuang gina-fight karon, and this is the challenge I think to every woman that is fighting for gender and development. That we cannot do this alone if we are just talking here. And as I see the crowd, mas daghan gihapon ang babae. Gender and development's primary goal is gender equality. Na mas daghang patag magkauban ng mga allies nato na necessarily kauban nato ang babae, but appeal po ang half of the population that is actually, no, dominating the conversation. And language is power. Whenever we say, kani sila, no, man-made. So, naapoy mga, so even in the language, no, naapoy dito magsugod ang ka, no? So, this is, again, no, I presented a very academic, no, but again, because my bias is in the academic. Next, please, kay 90 minutes na lang tayo. Okay, this is the outline of my presentation. Sorry kaayo, no, but at least I know that there are mga God-focal din here. Ang akong presentation karon is a framework of our ongoing engagements with City Mayor's Office of Iligan, Gender and Development Office. Kaya si Sir Al, partners in Brian Yubinani, in really documenting Ma'am Jo, si Ma'am Alma, kulit-kulit na ako sa MSUIIT. We are really trying to, as much as possible, come up with a distinct Iligan, distinct Lanao, gender and development that is yet to be written, but is already being done. And grabe ka-inspiring to si Ma'am Rolly and the previous speaker. I am so humble. And unta no, may her tribe this. Okay, so next please. Kaya ko imunta ang mission of the MSUIIT is really very ambitious, no? Bridging the divide, closing the gender gap. And when we say gender gap, because here in Northern Mindanao, for instance, while we say that, no, kali-kali siya ng mga data. I was really surprised surprised upon checking in with Philippine Statistics Authority that there are actually more male single members of every Filipino household, at least here in Northern Mindanao. So imagine if we could influence that 74% of male single household members. I'm saying this because ng demographics ko ba? No, makalimutan daghan na kaayo ka rin mga single women tungod sa kaning women empowerment. Statistically, it's not true. Because ang data will show mas daghan daw gihapon ang kalalakihan, at least here in Northern Mindanao. So I would like to say that at least. What does the data say? Meaning, mas daghan gihapon ta dapat kung ma-influence ng mga fellow human beings which happen to be male in sexual identity, no? Because gender also, I would always say is that pagkatao man is an identity. So, dili na pwede nga, okay, kung ano kayo siya, effeminate ka kayo siya, bayad ka. So, I think that's a very revolutionary thing to say that we cannot just simply say, lalaki siya, babae siya. Of course, I'm not a religious scholar here. I leave it to the religious experts to say, okay, oops, ako sa kinsoji, iba na yan. But this is my personal advocacy, is that sa usaping gender gap, we don't see people based on their label and based on their identity, but first and foremost, tao sila. Let's afford them the dignity and the respect because they are human beings. And today is, again, Human Rights Day. So what we're really trying to say is that because daghan kaayo kay mga communities, no? Communities of police officers. Sa una, kayo yung ratag policemen. But there are female police officers. Sa una ta, kayo tag firemen. But there are firefighters mga kalubayan. So, even sa shift sa atuang lingwahe, na gina-accommodate na po nato ang mga lain-laing sektor, especially women and their families. Ingon pa nila, pag ingon tao, rights of women, we are not just really talking about women, but we started to talk about kumusta ilang mga anak, kumusta ang mga elderly, kumusta ang mga women with disabilities, kumusta ang mga pregnant women. So we say that we need to talk about them, we need to count them so that they could be part of paglako, pag-asikso, not just of Benningan, but the whole country. Sige po. So ito yung I think ito yung gusto natin na ma-document, no? Na gusto natin si Iligan maging isa sa frontliner, no, na syudad. Because first class city si Iligan, highly industrialized. Iligan is known for being one of the most industrialized cities. And so therefore, in terms of the sophistication of the technology of participation, yun sa pag-auhang sa mga Iliganon, especially through their gender and development focal point system, and I aware to ang different focal point. Usahay pa yung ratag siya ugat naman ang siyang duty. It is mandated by the Magna Carta of Women that all agencies must come together hand in hand to close the gender gap. And this could be done pagpasabtan siya sa atuang mga komunidad. Mauna nga ang pinaka-powerful nitong kaayod yun ng agent sa kaning gender and development is ang mga barangay chieftain. At ang mga barangay chairpersons, because mag-start magod sa barangay, ang pinaka-most basic na political level. No, ang Philippines kay inabuanan yun sa upang nason, kay grabe ka ang demokrasya ka. Demokrasya na talagang pag-usapan, grabe pa sa demokrasya. Pero ang question na kanya pa ang mga barangay systems na naakaroon sa atuang mga lugar is ina-appeal pa din nato ang hindi na mga kababaihan by including the marginalized voices. So ano nagtanaw ko niya, my presentation is really advocating, campaigning for not just the God per se, which is very broad, very karon sa PCWB is the Gen Z. Gender, no, equity, disability, and social inclusion. No, yung disability, what do you call this? Gender and age pa nga, no, na dapat ang mga kabataan unan is dili lang sila, no, mamurag bitaw sila nakasilo na ang pinaka-powerful po ng force multiplier sa lahat ng mga focal point system are actually young people. Sa kampanya laban sa HIV prevention, diba? Kaya mga gali na kinahanglan nato nga proactive tayo kay walay symptoms pero dili ta kabalo nga nanadiin siya sa ating komunidad. So who do we champion in this particular regard? Reproductive health, teenage pregnancy is a national crisis in the Philippines. Isa man ang atong itawan. These are gender issues that are oftentimes remain to be a taboo. Kaya sa ato ang mga balay, hindi tayo natin siya pinag-iskutan. So when we say grassroots participation, mo ikuntangan, sorry kay hindi tayo klaro. Like for instance, si Ma'am Jo, no, I would really commend Ma'am Jo for really coming up with kanang barangay level na panagtapok. Because ang barangay mangod na assembly, it is mirroring what is supposed to be organic sa Filipino culture. Uso tayo sa ato ang tipong tao. We are storytellers. We are saying things that are really what works and what doesn't work. Kung kita ang mga focal person or vowsites sa ato mga barangay, kung mag-storya ka, actually, hindi daw kaayo ng mga local researchers ng Pinoy. Kung mag-storya daw ka, kaya kanang generous kaayo na mag-share of information. And that is one of the very important strategy na kung ang ato bitaw mga barangay ng mga officials and our volunteers, our tanods, would document this particular grassroots practices kung saan nato bitaw na makaipunta nga, okay, ga-advance na siya of equitable access. Hindi lang ang mga babae ang mag-celebrate o kani VAUSI campaign, pero apil po ang mga kanalakihan. Because ang ginasulong karon sa PCW is kani MOVE, Men Opposed to All Forms of Violence. Because sometimes, sa katuwang pag-solve sa problem is very reactive. Doon ay balakot. So dapat magsitag, stop, hindi wala dapat violence. But, you know, before really commit, kaya hindi pa natin na sila makaingon na kung nanay nagkakita mo ng violence, kung yung hindi naman na mag-prevent kay naman sa society. We should not normalize domestic abuse, rape, nagpakasal siya sa iyang rapist, teenage mothers that are being stigmatized, and we don't know her story. Or rape sa babae ng maritabo, there are also men, yeah? Boys who also get raped. So it should be intersectional, it should be inclusive. Ang pagtanaw natin sa sexual abuse, it can be committed by both men, women, and members of the LGBTQ community, for instance. So, kana siya nga pag-record sa mga datos, importante kaayo na siya, kay mo na ang basis sa atong government sa pag-repeal, sa pag-legislate, pag-reform sa balakod. Like for instance, there is now the review of the RA 9262, which is ang Philippines na ilang non-specific na panahon on protecting women from all forms of abuse. 25 years after its enactment, taas yapon ang violence against women. 1 in every woman and girl experience intimate violence, no, against her partner. Kaya ang RA 9262 po, kanang vow for babae raman ang ginaprotektahan. And they will say, nakang ka nga balaod, wala pa niya na-reduce ang number of cases of vow. Ibig sabihin, we have prescribed a wrong medicine to end diagnosis. Naagin ang violence against women, pero manong gakuntiyo magyapon siya, even if ang tao, kung yan yung buhaton, mapriso siya. Philippine Commission model. Ikaduha, when we speak about dialogue and when we say, kung saan man ang atong God agenda sa iligan? Klaro, we want to be a God-friendly city. We want to sustain our child-friendly award system and mechanisms. We award those who are doing championing God programs. Pero usang atong buhaton sa katong dili lang gapon sila convince sa mandato nila. Inclusive dialogue platforms is really about creating safe spaces where even katong mga critical kaayo sa polisiya sa national government na ginalok pa tayo sa mga tao na sa mga syudad. No? But indeed, very powerful kaayo ang role sa local government kay sila man ang mag-implement. True to its goal, Iligan has the Iligan Sustainable Development Goals, and ang gender equality is na-argue sa localization agenda sa Iligan City, which is good, na yung policy under. Pero ang role po nato is when we say, okay, parang namin siya sa SDG sa Iligan, pero isa pa ng mga programa ani, that's where kita po na kung magmutanaw ka sa karon no, sa atong national political landscape, kung mag-reflect po ta ang mga kababaihan, and of course, at ina, no, atong mga kalalakihan, naman for instance, no, kay kaning, sorry to mention, sa Polsay, no, yung mga field, naman to yung mga flood control projects, nga na makalusot kami ang isiga. So because one thing, pwede na nakasentro, tanan mga powers na ito, gihatag na ito sa gobyerno. No? Ang pinaka-role na ito as citizens bilang mga katauhan is really to monitor. And this is where I'm driving at the point of bottom-up policy influence. No? Makatalk mo sa inyong mga councilors, na kung photo ta for instance sa ato ang mga city officials, pwede po na mag-pitch pa. No, natay pitching bitaw nga, Mayor, kanang mamukuan ba yan siya? Like, 1-minute pitch ng Mokovo program. And that is where you are really participating in governance. Because it is only through a very proactive, a very dynamic relationship with our public officials that we could then say, ako na bukidang naingon, pero wala yapoy nabuhat. No? But then, you know, like sometimes it's too easy for us to be detached and say, wala nabuhat. But we don't know the policies itself is already a huge leap. Talagang nakimahin mo mga ordinance, naghanapin na ginabuhat, pinakonsult ang mga katawan ano. So sometimes, no, ang pinaka-goal po nato ay yung bottom-up policy influence right after this God Summit is for you to also share information. Let us democratize information because dili tanan na ay pribilegyo to be in this God Summit. And what we're doing in a summit like this is really to democratize information. Katong kitang since this morning, katong yan naman si Sir Darwin, I did not know that, no? Hindi naman kayo bumaba sa news, no? But then, these are supposed to be very important information. So let us help the city government in making information a public good. Kaya hindi kita kung kinahanglan mo para ma-access ninyo. No? So, in order to really try to be a God advocate is you also need to be first and foremost suspending judgments. Kung sabihin na buhat, nga nung mausapan ang wala pa ng buhat, nga nung wala pa isya ng buhat. And that is what we do in gender analysis, no? Kaya, mayon sila nga, kapoy magkalilingan, very technical, nagkakay ginapangayong na data. But really, no, with our I hate to use the word maritism, kaya medyo sexist po siya. Lugay ko itong mga tao mapangalan ng marites. But you know, like, the Filipino culture of magkwento, maganahan kita mag-chika, that is also, we can leverage that in a form of storytelling. And we tell our God story, hindi tayo present si Ma'am Roy at Kagaina kay kanagin itong from the heart, something that AI cannot do. And nalipat tayo ba itong ingon ni Sir Darwin na walang information. So, dili lang sa atong na ating ma-confine ang atong mga natunan karon na na-inspire po sa mga stories sa atong mga God awardees, but kanang ma-share po nato. Next please, kay 30 minutes na lang daw. Okay. Next, so okay, kanis siya. Pasalamat ko lang to. Pwede hindi ko matapos yung slide ko kasi 30 minutes na lang. I'm always an advocate of cultural sensitive programming. That sometimes when we say, nakatay mga IT communities din, nakatay representatives from the Higaunod, from the Maranao, from there are different IT communities in Ligan. Even our Christian dominant majority, they also belong to different ethnicities. Nakakatala pag yun natin sila, usa sa ilang lingwahe ang gender and development. And perhaps pag ma-translate man nato sa atuang language, no? Like when we say, ano kaya yung Maranao ng gender? To be honest, wala. Because in Maranao, it's still a very sensitive topic. Yes, no? So, tala siya, siguro kung yung kalinaw, so I frame every time that I talk I mobilize for gender and development to ang Maranao community, I always say, para yung balilintay, para yung kapagkapuso, katulumpiya. So you always have to relate it to the language that they are familiar. Ayaw sila ilinisi, kaya di na sila maminaw sa inyo. No? So nalikama itaw, hindi nga mag-make sense ni siya na very academic of framework. No? Tanang may magpunta, pag Muslim mga babae, kahit luwi ka ayaw lang sila. And you know, I have to study the primary text, which is the Quran, to say believe. In the Quran, there is a very long chapter, one of the longest chapter in the Quran that talks about the rights of women. Surah Al-Nisa. And we say, it's even there, you can see the commonalities between the Christian and the Islamic faith with our belief in the Virgin Mary, for instance, the Immaculate. No? So kanak sila ng mga kanakitang cultural markers, that is kanang yung advocate for gender equity, for gender justice, by also knowing, deepening your knowledge of your faith tradition. Dili ko gamitin itong mga ginaikon sa US, kaya di matamagan ka, no? So my friendly suggestion also to my fellow Godfolk, and I know our job is not easy, is really also to know and to have cultural competence. Kung mag-talk ta, say for instance, mag-discuss ta o anti-child marriage, and kapag na sa mga IP communities, kaya it's a cultural practice. Listen, pagyapong tayo na siya i-break, no? Kanang itang cultural practice. So, kung saan natin nagpag-discuss sa ilaha? Well, child marriage is already a law, and as Filipino citizen, we must abide by it. And remember that the anti-child marriage law is a public right. So, dili ka isulong sa inyong mga family, pero anyone who has personal knowledge of that can basically file complaint. And those who are involved, the solemnizing officer, the parents of the child, because the anti-child marriage law is actually part of our commitment with the international law, because we are one of the pioneering countries that signed the Covenant on Anti-Child Protection. No? So kung below 18, dili na sila allowed since 2022. This is one of the most recent gender-related laws na gibuhat. No? So, how do we, of course, make indeed our programming gender and culturally sensitive? Kanang di punta mo bang sa kultura, pero ano po siya, ano po ipasabot na we are still under a democratic country and we are governed by the Constitution. Next po, let's move on. Okay, so Kanisila, I think what we are doing here now is we're doing multi-stakeholder partnership. But what is also very important here is Kay ang naman tayo study karon on what you call this, no? Kanil bitaw mga emerging gender issues. Queer studies, for instance, no? Murag, very ano na kaayo ni, no? Murag, this is already something that our communities might not ready to talk about, no? Like, I'm not a lesbian, I'm not a gay, I'm a transgender, trans woman, so that multi-layered identities, no? That we need to also get documents so we can understand our community better, no? So that intersectionality is important. Lastly, I'd like to focus on, next please. Okay, next. I'm sure this is already very self-explanatory, kani academics o partnership model, but allow me to say also that when we see feminist peace building, no, we are all here peace builders. But what we meant here by feminist is not like, may babae naman ang feminist, no? But feminist scholarship, no, is a kind of a strategy where we want to influence the way that our government program, our security, our budgeting. No? Isa sa pinakadako budget kay ang defense. No? And naman to because even if nanatay 5% na gun fund supposedly, which dili pa rin siya gagahintabo, meaning substantively in the real sense because of political dynamics, no? Because even women leaders might not necessarily be feminist. What do we mean by feminist peace building? We say we wanted to, for instance, provide an enabling mechanisms na ang solo parent, for instance, di naman mga babae. So, ang feminist peace building, hindi ka siya para sa mga kababaihan. Yun ang may mga solo parent ng mga kalalakihan. In other countries like Australia, what they do is that they have a policy of flexible working hours. For solo parents, both men and women, they can actually report to work within an 8-hour flexible working hours. They can start at 9 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. They can start at 10 a.m. and end. So, dapat 8 hours lang. Ilangan ina-adjust kaya ina-consider nila ang unpaid housework. See? So, feminist peace building is when we say, even those who have traditionally been called as, wala ka na, di ba na siya munila, wala ka na siya emotion, kahit hindi naman babae munila, hindi naman babae ng kapuyan, even men also have the emotional labor, no? That we still need to also account for that, no? So my challenge also for fellow peace builders here, young ones, no, is to center your peace building efforts away from the traditional notion of conflict resolution to conflict transformation. That our concept of justice is restorative rather than vindictive or punitive. Permanent direction lang kita nga, hindi eh. No? Wala black and white yung justisya. Because there is social, political, cultural dimension of justice. And finally, dahil 4 minutes na lang, okay, very little time to pray. Next. Okay, can you see, I also would like to see, because Silikan is really na may mga sister cities in Korea, even Korea na yung nabasa ko. But you know, like, sometimes, dili lang po ng atong partnership is dili lang local. Ang atong mga women-led entrepreneurs itaw din, you try to really use the internet to build a global linkage. Kaya that is also your way of also exposure, seeing the other side of the world, travel, see the other side of the world, and you can see that isang Koreano na siya, isang ikaputik na siya yung European at siya, American at siya, African at siya, nag-relate and share interest. And that is also a very important thing is that when you do global linkage, mas muna po ang inyong resources. Partnership could be in the form of financial support, human resource expertise, and technical support. No, so you can apply. So for instance, Canadian International Aid, they are really supporting gender-related mga programs. You can check that out in the web. Even for instance, and UN Women, also have the Peace and Women Humanitarian Fund. You can apply for that. This is for the local NGOs, mga women's group. And of course, MSU-IIT, through its GAT Focal Point System, Iligan Blood Center. The GAT Focal Point System, we have different members from all the colleges and offices. If you want to see, for instance, digital literacy, we could tap the College of Computer Science. If you want to do a prototyping of an engineering work, you could tap the College of Engineering. So that is also something that I am humbly offering to you as MSU-IIT and Iligan City has already the memorandum of understanding. And finally, last 2 minutes. Okay, next please. Okay, and I hope that this is something that we don't much talk about, the respect for traditional knowledge systems. From my little knowledge of indigenous practices, ang mga brothers and sisters ng mga indigenous people, strong kaayo ang mga women personalities. My goal, and this is also an invitation to collaborate, is if we can really document the life story of our women shifting leaders who are doing conflict resolution, kapamasan sa Rio, etc. And we need to, of course, make use of gender equity principles that is locally rooted, that is culturally sensitive, so walang backlash. Because there is a book now that says, feminism is dead, or gender equality is a cliche. There's a book for that. Why? Because in the US, for instance, there is now a move from their governments to ban, for instance, di ba si Trump, male and female talaga ang official gender. There is, of course, cases of homophobia, homophobic crimes still exist. Mauna siya mag-inahaglan natong advocacy. Because wala dapat tao ang patching lang tungod kay hindi siya na-conform sa traditional gender norms. This is just me. I'm not speaking for other persons. No, I can only speak about myself. But when we go to dogmatic about our discourse, ang diskurso natin sa gender and development, no? Ang Ginoo ang nag-iingon na sakto ka, mali ka. And we always say that whatever we hear today that that resonates with you, use that one in your campaign. But for those that you are critical or reluctant, that is part of us being intelligent. We always question things. I hope we also do the same every time that we register our vote, not just during elections, but after that. Dagan kaayo salamat, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Ms. Yasmira P. Munir.